Show of hands, who's had a pretty good day at Innov8 thus far? Yeah. More importantly, who came to Innov8 and made one quality new relationship that they're going to walk out of here with today? Damn right. If you haven't made that one quality relationship yet, you can come meet me. It's not quality, but it's a relationship, right? And I'll find someone of quality to let you have a quality relationship with, right? Do not walk out of here not knowing someone that you should know. Do not walk out of here with an idea that you should have taken away with you. So I want to thank you guys. For those of you that don't know me and wonder why I'm up here rambling at you, my name is Zachary Barker. I am the Executive Director of the Opportunity Machine, which is the Entrepreneur Acceleration and Incubation Center for Lafayette Parish. Now, for those of you that do not live in Lafayette Parish, you may be going, oh man, I want to do that too, which is why we created Innov8, so that we can take cool stuff outside of the city so everybody doesn't have to hate Lafayette, and we can all go out and do great things within the community as a whole. So if you are within the Acadiana region, you need help with your business, growing, scaling, replicating, financing. I don't have money, but I know people who do, right? Come to us and we'll try to help you out. The real mantra that I give to you, what we do is we help people who are stuck get unstuck. So you tell me where you're stuck, and we'll help you get out of that. That's different every day for entrepreneurs. We can all agree, right? Some days it's money, some days it's sales, some days it's somebody won't call me back, some days it's why won't my client send me a check? We don't do hits, we don't take baseball bats, fee collection. I'm 20% fee. I might do it. So anyhow, that's my only shameless plug for you. I really want to tell you guys, this has been a lot of work for a lot of people, and I could name a lot of people in this room, but really, if you would, just people who have volunteered for this. And look, if you didn't volunteer and you raise your hand, I'm gonna know who you are. So volunteer if you did raise your hand, and let's give these guys and gals a huge round of applause, because this is a big undertaking. So raise them high, raise your hand. So with that being said, guys, this is really, Innov8's been around for a couple years, but I would say to you that this is the first year of Innov8 in the way that it should be built from the beginning, right? That's not to disparage the way it was before, but it was always a week of innovation, and people went, sounds awesome. I have no idea what the heck you're talking about, right? But now we get the idea of technology, of entrepreneurism, of arts and culture, and bringing those things together in a way that we can create new ideas, right? New platforms and new relationships, so that the rest of the world can figure out what we already know in Acadiana, which is this is the best place, in Louisiana, and frankly, it's probably one of the best places in the entire South. So as we move forward, there will be more events through Innov8. We want you guys to participate, right? For those of you that are pitching, share this message. There's a lot more opportunity here. We want to help you guys be successful, and if you don't mind to help us a little bit, that's pretty cool too. So, fair? We'll all shake our heads, agree? Awesome. All right. So the biggest round of applause should go to the guy who really kind of spearheaded the entire project here, the executive director of Innov8. I really want you guys to give him a big round of applause, because I can tell you, he gets super stressed out, and he just needs to feel better and know that you've had a good time. So I'm going to bring up front, huge round of applause, and my personal congratulations to you, Mr. Pete Prados, executive director.
Awesome. Did everybody have a great time today or what? Yeah. Tell me you did, because this has been a long week. What an amazing week, what an amazing month, what an amazing year it's been as we transition from just a Chamber of Commerce initiative now to a nonprofit organization, part of the Delta Regional Authority, which you're going to hear from in just a second. It's an 8-state region that we're part of. We've got other companies that are federal that are looking at us. I mean, Acadiana kicks butt, right? Yeah. We're doing awesome. Big round of applause to you guys. Now, Zach mentioned a few people who volunteered, but I want to also talk about the people who spoke today. Did anybody learn something today? If you spoke today, if you're one of the speakers, just stand up, please, for me. Please. And there's many more that couldn't make it that have already left, and we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. The other group that we have, we could not do this without our sponsors. So if you are a sponsor, if you've helped in any way, it's going to be some of the same group, but if you're a sponsor of Innov8, I'm going to call out a few names. One Acadia, Pixis, Light, Accelerated Leadership, Cajun Code Fest, the Picard Center. Isn't this a beautiful place? Yeah. Begno Manufacturing, Party Central, Labco, Greta Ann Photography, Joelle Dawson, who you're going to hear about in a second. Woo! Calico Solutions, UL Lafayette, What Acadiana, Lafayette Convention and Visitor Center, Foster Marketing Search Speedy. This is so many. I mean, this is unbelievable how many people have come out. DMSA Law Firm, Pixel Brush, WAP Solutions, people who have built our websites, people who have built so many things. Our partner sponsors, Cox, they got us on TV all over the place. ADC, the 8-state region, all the community development leaders. It's amazing. JP Morgan Chase, who just came on to help us, they've invested $75,000 in this community to help entrepreneurs. Thank you. Where's JP Morgan Chase? Where's our rep? Stand up. Yeah. You just don't know what kind of wind in our sails that is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lita OM. We have done this since the very beginning, right? 4 years ago we started this together, Partners in Crime. You would just not believe some of our conversations we've had over lunch, breakfast, dinner. Thank you, Zach. Big round of applause for and last but certainly not least, every year we ask a marketing company to help us. That's the group who does our logos. That's the people who do our commercials. They do everything for us. They pull together. I've been in Potenza's office at least once a week, sometimes twice, 3 times a week for the past year. And Nikki and Frankie and Joel, anybody who's with Potenza, please stand up. If it's just you, Nikki, I think you need to stand up, and I just want to recognize this lady with her friends were up drinking wine last night till what in the morning? But let me tell you, not just because this is Innov8 and she's ready for this to be over with, but she was filling out all of your tags, right? So this is what it takes when you pull a community together, is people like this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So the next person I'm going to call up, Katie Milligan, flew in here to help us as the Delta Regional Authority. She is paying for this event. And this is exciting because we're now a part of 8 states that are coming together, and then the winners from this competition are going to move on to New Orleans Entrepreneur Week. And I'm going to pull up Tim Williamson right after Katie, who's going to talk about Idea Village, New Orleans Entrepreneur Week, and what that means to the winners here. So first, I'm going to ask Katie to come on up. Woo! Give her a round of applause. She's an honorary Raging Cajun because she drank some Raging Cajun beer last night and she loved it.
I loved it. It was great. It was great.
So tell us about the DRA.
Thank you, Pete. We should just give another round of applause to Pete. So my name is Katie Milligan. I'm the Director of Entrepreneurship and Small Business for the Delta Regional Authority. As Pete mentioned, DRA is a federal-state partnership. We work in 8 states along in the Mississippi River Delta and Alabama Black Belt region, which includes New Orleans, so anywhere from South Illinois down to New Orleans and then Alabama. In 2015, in January, we launched in a 3-year partnership with the Idea Village, what's called the Delta Entrepreneurship Network. And what the DEN aims to do is to identify, connect, nurture, and grow entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship support organizations from around the region. And one way we do that is through this competitive fellowship program that then takes these entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship support organizations that have gone, they've gone through it, because we put them through the ringer, if you will, and we take them to New Orleans, and then they have the opportunity to showcase their ideas on a national platform. They have access to national media, national investors, and the incredible network of mentors and experts that exist within the Idea Village cohort and all of their connections. So today we are going to be identifying 3 out of the 14 that will be pitching to go on and become Delta Entrepreneurship Network Fellows. We'll also be nominating an alternate out of this competition, and then I have the impossible task of going back to Arkansas and looking at the alternates from all 6 competitions. This is our last event. We've had 6 throughout the region, and choosing those last 2 alternate spots. And we'll announce the cohort, we'll announce the 3 today, and then we'll announce the last 2 spots right before Thanksgiving. So to the entrepreneurs, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. Thank you for being crazy enough to do this. And this is an incredibly daunting thing. And if there's anything that I can do or that DRA can do, please don't hesitate to let me know. And thank you all for coming and supporting and celebrating these entrepreneurs.
All right. So, Innov8 really is a startup. We're trying to help startup companies, but we really ourselves are a startup. So when you're a startup, you always look for mentors, right, to help you get to the next step. And one of the greatest mentors that we have in our state is the Idea Village in New Orleans. And so I've asked the founder of the Idea Village, Tim Williamson, to come up and share a little bit about his journey when they started in 2000. Is that right? So they're 15 years ahead of us. Well, they're 11 years ahead of us. But this will give us a picture of where we can be in the years to come. So if you could, he drove in from New Orleans to be with us today. If you could welcome up Tim Williamson.
Yeah. I know the entrepreneurs are ready to get going, so I'm first thing I want to say, well, Pete, thank you. As you're talking on here, I'm having flashbacks to 15 years ago when we started this, and also 7 years ago when we started our first Entrepreneur Week. So before I begin, I want to acknowledge Pete once again because what you guys are doing there. The Delta Regional Entrepreneur, VRA and the DN is the most amazing idea. The fact it's coming to reality. This is awesome. I'm excited for the 3 entrepreneurs that we're going to see you in New Orleans in March. What I would love to do is just real briefly is sort of frame up a little bit of our journey, of what we've done in New Orleans. And one little challenge in terms of what's the best, whether it's Lafayette or New Orleans. We think the South is the best. I think together we want the South to be the hub of entrepreneurship in the South. But this hasn't been easy. So what I'd love to do is I'll give you guys a quick overview of what we've done. But I would love you guys to look around the room of who's here today. This is a special group. You guys are going to look back one day and you'll say, where did this all start? And it's basically what you guys did today. And that's what's flashed back when I was back in the room. But I'm going to be very clear. What I'm about to tell you, I am not a PhD in entrepreneurship or ecosystem development. I'm not a management consultant. I don't have any type of degree in this stuff. I'm just an entrepreneur from New Orleans. I was born in New Orleans. And the way I like to introduce myself is basically through New Orleans. This is a chart of the city of New Orleans. We'll approach our 300-year history in 2018. In 1718, we were founded in a swamp. A crazy idea. And somehow, this city grew out of a swamp into a major city in the South. In the 1800s, the city created their own food, their own music, and became the queen city of the South. And something happened in the 60s where we peaked out. And from 1960 to 2000, we lost over 200,000 people and declined. Well, I was born here in 1965. So I was born to be here in decline. In 1980, when the oil industry crashed, I graduated from college. And that's when my parents said, get the hell out of here. Right? And I went to New York, Boston, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, started in the financial services industry, started several companies in Boston, Atlanta, Pittsburgh. And I returned home in 1998, right before Katrina, starting a technology company called InsideNewOrleans.com. So my whole life, I grew up in a city where we were losing. It's a city where we never could win. And the only time I really understood outside, New Orleans is a great city in the world, but externally something was wrong. So it ended up in the bar. So you're going to think about how the Idea Village started? There's actually 5 of us in the bar. And we were all born in the 60s. We all left in the 80s. We all came home in the 90s starting technology companies. And I started InsideNewOrleans.com. There's a guy started Nola.com. A third guy started NewOrleans.com. Fourth guy had an advertising agency trying to offer our business. And we hated each other because we were all competing in this non-existent space. And worse, we were all from different high schools. And that really was war. And we would fight and yell, scream and pick. And basically we were killing each other. We also like to drink a lot, but we would talk about really what's really the issue here. What's happening here is not about us. You know, we need to transform the city because the city was in real deep decline. So we had this vision about New Orleans, that New Orleans could be a world-class entrepreneurial community. We thought this place could be the hub of entrepreneurship in the South, and we thought entrepreneurship could transform New Orleans, right? By the way, we didn't have a business plan. So, 15 years forward, what's happening here, New Orleans has been recognized as a model of entrepreneurship. The Wall Street Journal talked about how investors are coming to it, and basically it's become a tech town. And they said, really, entrepreneurs, investors, there's an angel network starting. We'll never have the most money nor the most venture capital, but we call them the coolest startups. And we can take that. I think we can own that. But more importantly, New Orleans is ranked as the #1 brain magnet in the country. In the last couple of years, you might have seen from the brain magnet, the #3 in information technology employment, the #2 in women in technology, so it's a diversity in terms of who's starting businesses there. It's the #1 city where working age Americans are moving to, according to Forbes. It's one of the top 20 hottest cities in the country. We want to be in the top 10. We're #6 among middle-class jobs being created in the city. And New Orleans was ranked as the #2 most aspirational city. And you guys don't know New Orleans. So there's something special going on. Steve Case, who's the head of AOL, was in town a couple months ago, and he said this, so I quoted, put it on the PowerPoint. I think New Orleans is going to reemerge as one of the great startup cities in the country, and maybe the world. What the hell's going on? I don't know. This is what New Orleans was, the entrepreneurial activity, meaning the number of people per startup per capita. Pre-Katrina, we were below the weak city metros, and that's pretty bad. Right, this is bad. Recently, it was just noted, New Orleans is 64% above the national average. So the number of people starting businesses accelerating up the country. And we have entrepreneurs. For the first time in 150 years, we actually have a group of entrepreneurs who have raised money, started companies, scaling and growing, and it's all different types of sectors. And more importantly, they're committed to the future of the world. And the community cares. And the community is showing up and we believe in it. But it wasn't always like that. So that's a nice where it is, but how did we get there? Back to my story here. New Orleans was great, right? And from in the 80s all the way to 2000, New Orleans made tons of money, people were doing great. And something happened in 1960 and we've been trying to figure out. What happened from 1960 to 2000 where basically the city went in decline. And people became complacent. They thought things were great. Life was good. But in that time frame, New Orleans built the worst education system in the country. Murder, we became a murder capital within the country. And basically murder is part of our culture. You guys remember this, vote for the crook, it's the right thing to do? Yeah. Corruption was infused in our politics, and we thought that was our culture. I remember people laughing, that's who we are. That's not who we are. Corruption can't be who we are. The Saints, they never won. Remember the time, some of you young kids, you might not know this, the Saints never had a winning season. They were the worst team in the history of the NFL. They were so bad that we wore bags to the games. I was sitting with my dad 3 minutes to go. We're up by 21 points. He's like, Tim, they're going to lose. And they did. See, you grew up as a loser. I just grew up as a loser, and that's why people left. 20,000, 22 to 35 left the state of Louisiana during this time. New Orleans was basically in 1940 leading Atlanta, Dallas, Houston. By 2007 it was done. So this story of New Orleans was basically we were done before we trained my personal training. And we gave it up. What was the problem? You really peel away the onions, and this is, like I said, I am not a PhD, but the problem was it was an insular community. And it basically was okay with status quo. They were okay with where their life was, but they didn't want things to change. So if there were new ideas, new people, they made it hard. And if it made it hard, people left. So the insular communities killed communities. Complacency kills community status quo. So when we were drinking in the bar, quite frankly, we say, how do you break that? How do you break a decades of insularity, of decline? How do you take on crime, corruption? How do you make the Saints better? Entrepreneurship. But really, it's the power of entrepreneurship. That's why it excites me about what you guys are doing. The power of entrepreneurship is not just about getting funding. What entrepreneurs do simply is they find problems and solutions. They raise money. They take that money to hire people. They create jobs. They create an army of people. Those jobs create revenue. That revenue creates a tax base. That revenue creates wealth. But the game is what they do with that wealth. So when we started this, it wasn't about the exit. It was about what do you do after the exit. they will take that money and reinvest it back in other entrepreneurs, reinvest it back in the education system, reinvest it back in the community. It's just the power of entrepreneurship to transform communities. We looked at other models, and you guys are probably looking at how do you build an ecosystem around in your city. We looked at San Francisco as a model, venture capital, money, universities, we didn't have that. We looked at the triangle, there's all these major companies that could spin out great companies. New Orleans doesn't have a Fortune 100 company, we're done. This other event-driven, DC and South Korea and Israel, these event-driven events that have tons of people looking for jobs. Don't have that. And the last thing we're looking for is a local hero model, some billionaire. Somebody with a lot of money that wanted to fund the ecosystem. I haven't found that yet. So we had to make it up ourselves. There's no model for a city like New Orleans with no Fortune 100 companies, no venture capital, the worst education, crime, corruption, and bad football team. So this was our business plan 15 years ago. I swear that's all we had. Basically the concept was we need to build an independent network that would have business, government, university collaborate, solely around identifying, supporting, retaining offline talent. And no one could own it, no one could control it. It had to be something that no one could control, but it had to be singularly focused. It had to be a village. And we had to build it from the ground up. So basically the way we did that, if this were the entrepreneurial community in 2000, and there's only 7 of us, this wasn't anybody here, we basically all connected. We put up 10 grand for business plan contest. Two grand each, and just start something. And all of a sudden we started seeing people around the community pop up, but no one really knew what entrepreneurship was. So I'll tell you the day I did those started. We had this business plan on entrepreneurship. We thought it was going to transform the community. I went to the chamber and I said, you guys should do it. You're the chamber, you've been around for 117 years, let's do it. The guy said, we have no money. We said, okay, fine. We went back a couple weeks later and said, would you actually house it in your 20,000 square feet of mahogany space? It needs to be collaborative with the business community. He says, we don't have any space. Okay, fine, we'll come back again. So the day the idea starts, I wasn't planning to run Ida Village. I'm going to be honest with you. I said, Bob, would you just endorse it? Just say entrepreneurship's great. It creates all that jobs. We'll raise some money. We'll house all my friends at it. See, he said, let me think about it. I said, what are you going to think about? I'm not leaving right now. What are you going to think about? And he goes, and he paused. He goes, what if this thing fails? What if we endorse this thing if it fails? So I went back to the guys and I said, I think we found the problem. Why we have the worst education, crime, corruption, the same state. It's Bob. So we waged war on Bob. And I'll be honest with you, we sent emails out that said, Bob is the problem. We're taking him on. So we needed an enemy. Rocky needed Apollo Creed. So Bob's a nice guy, but he was the old way. Never ever should someone in the business community tell a local entrepreneur what to fail. So what we did is we realized all those institutions, the business community, the government, universities, the knowledge network, had no idea what to do. They never helped entrepreneurs for 150 years. So we would find an entrepreneur, bring them to the government, say, you've done any programs, bring them to the business community. Lawyers had never helped an entrepreneur. Accountants had never done it. There was no mentor network. So we slowly went around the community and started one by one bringing people into this network and say, hey, you're an accountant, you can help. You're a lawyer, insurance, we need you. And started training and cultivating the community about how to help entrepreneurs. We didn't know what to do. But everyone here has a role. Everyone in the community can help an entrepreneur. They just know how to do it. The government, they can do programs. Universities can create classes, the business community. But for the first time, what's happening in the world is, I believe, they're all connected. They're building expertise. They know what to do. They know their roles. And we've mapped it out. So theoretically, if you're an entrepreneur in New Orleans, you're one person away from anybody, and not only in New Orleans, but in the world. Katrina scaled that network, and basically organizing a network around singly helping you, the entrepreneur. And they're people. Basically, this is about people. Groups of people. And like I said, it's organizing a community and system about how to support entrepreneurs. So who are we? We're a 501c3 nonprofit. We were founded in 2000. Why we exist, it's around leadership. If you peel it away, it's around leadership through entrepreneurship. We're going to take entrepreneurs to the next civic leaders. So it's a much bigger thing than just once you succeed, what are you going to do with that money? We're going to make the city a better place. What's the problem in social networks? How do we solve it? We catalyze a collaborative network. I want to show you this because it's a journey. I applaud what you're doing here, but this is not something you just try. It has to be part of what you do. It's been taking us 15 years. We're right here. We have a vision by 2018 that New Orleans will be the hub of entrepreneurship for the South. That's a crazy idea. I'm making it up, right? But that's where we're going, is how do we basically say that New Orleans and Louisiana and the South is basically You get San Francisco or the West Coast. We got the East Coast. The South is going to kick some ass. So why can't we be the hub of this journey? The way we organize ourselves is a season. Everybody knows in New Orleans we have the Mardi Gras season, Jazz Fest season, hurricane season. We've created Entrepreneur Season, and basically it's about creating a cycle. It starts in July, we launch it. August, all the way to February, we do all of our accelerators and education. And then March is New Orleans Entrepreneur Week. And then in the April, May, and June, we come up with all our new ideas and create that cycle again. Just that cycle, how we do things, training the community. To date, we've helped about 4,600 entrepreneurs through our system. We've picked 180 in terms of our core accelerator programs. About 82,000 hours of consulting. We write our own checks. We do not charge entrepreneurs a fee. We do not take equity. I raise money and provide scholarships to entrepreneurs, betting that when you succeed, you pay it forward. 83% are still in business, 91% are still in New Orleans. They're raising about $80 million in capital, about $155 million of revenue. They're starting to crank up, but the system's in place. But there's something going on in New Orleans that said we do not have any other assets that you guys don't have. Right? I mean, New Orleans, Lafayette, and others, there's San Francisco, New York, and Boston have assets. There's something special in New Orleans that I think, here's my secret. And I think it's the rhythm and rituals. And I say, challenge me whatever I say. I gave this presentation a couple days ago, and no one knew what the hell I was talking about. You guys will. But New Orleans and the South and Lafayette, we're a city of rhythm and rituals and cadence. We do things on a calendar system. I mean, it's LSU football season. You probably all have your own rituals. I don't know what you're doing here. I mean, there's a game tonight. But New Orleans is a city of rhythm and ritual. We have a Mardi Gras. And Mardi Gras every January, February. It's going on for 250 years. There's 280 nonprofits that collaborate. And there are all these micro crews that organize throughout the year. They all culminate this week in scales. Jazz Fest. Think about Jazz Fest. There's 12 stages of cynical blues, jazz, vertical communities coming together in one field, and everyone has their own rhythm and rituals, and it's going on for 45 years, and it scales. Hurricane season, whether you like it or not, June 1st, we freak out. Everyone's heart is beating. By November something, it's over. I don't know when it ever ends. But the emotional wave of the city is connected. And then the Saints and LSU football season, think about that. New Orleanians go into this rhythm and rituals around the calendar, and it's just an emotional wave, and we engage the whole community around our calendar. And it's multi-generational, and it's lasted for 300 years, and that's what keeps us going. So we just created an Entrepreneur Season. Literally called it Entrepreneur Season. It's part of the cultural calendar. March is our Mardi Gras, but you got to spend all year round, and everyone's got to roll with it. So literally the calendar starts off with, we present this to the city. You start the year with Mardi Gras, you got Jazz Fest, you got the hurricane thing I got through, football, holidays, but Entrepreneur Week, that's part of the cultural calendar. Imagine New Orleanians thinking we got Mardi Gras, Nola, Jazz Fest, Saints. That's part of what we do in Lafayette. Why is Innov8 not part of the cultural calendar of what we do? Nola, it started out just like this. It was us helping a bunch of MBAs helping entrepreneurs. This was our calendar. There was a couple events. We had 60 MBAs and 8 entrepreneurs throughout the week. 100 people there, right? It was the same sort of cool feel. Now this year we had 10,585. We had 6 entrepreneurs in 2009. We had 121 from around the city, all coming in. It's like Mardi Gras. Everyone's bringing their entrepreneurs to the game. This isn't just Ivy Village's event. It was back in 2009. It was just our event. We've opened up the platform to 43 different organizations who leverage the platform. So it's not just Ivy Village, it's folks in water and education coming together like Mardi Gras and start to scale. This year we'll probably have 50, 60 partners and start to grow. Unique users are going up, investors are going up about 14 times, corporate partners. Now you start to see it's part of the cultural calendar. So this is the week last year, and the only thing about it is the partners program. You know, we'll have 150 different events, but everyone's got their own thing. We've got the water, Junior Achievement does a youth entrepreneurship day. The Water Challenge, Propeller hosts the Water Summit. Education from Oklahoma schools, the whole education track. Speakers fly to town. So we have all these different workshops like you guys do, but we're training the community about how do you actually become entrepreneurial and position New Orleans for the future. Entrepreneurs leverage it. So we're going to see you guys next year. We'll have 150 entrepreneurs leveraging the platform from all different industries. And what does that do? Attracts investors. So we now have some of the leading investment professionals in the country come to New Orleans. Why? It's a cool city, but we got great entrepreneurs. But we've organized ourselves. That attracts national brands, that's absolutely. So we're building this movement here, and you guys are doing it right now. That's rhythm and rituals and cadence. Here's my 6 thoughts, just to, as I get out of here, because I know you guys won't pitch. The first thing I personally believe is that the next wave, what's happening right now, is this new generation doesn't necessarily want to live in New York, Boston, San Francisco, because it's too damn expensive, and they don't have to anymore. Because of technology, you can live wherever you want to be. So people are moving to cities they care about. So the cities that actually can create entrepreneurial ecosystems and magnets of talent are going to be the places that will lead the next generation of this cycle. But if you want to do it, the first thing is, this has to be led by people who really care about your city. And I think I see that now. I was asking Pete about why you guys are doing it and why you guys love Lafayette. That's it. It's about a sense of place because we want our kids to stay here. But it has to be about making your city a better place. It can't be about just making money. It's about making a better city. It's not about building one organization, it's about building an ecosystem, right? This isn't about Ida Village winning, this is about the whole city winning. So we're actually doing less, but more people doing more. Yeah. We're spinning out programs to other partners to making them successful. But how do you make everyone here successful, and how do we all connect? Remember that great entrepreneurs, they attract investors. I always hear, we need more money, we need more entrepreneurs. So you need to get all the money and focus around supporting startups in the early stage. If you do that, I promise you the investors will show up, right? But don't worry about attracting investors, worry about developing your entrepreneurs. Number 4, install rhythm and rituals. Make this part of your cultural calendar. I don't know much about Lafayette, but I know there's a cultural calendar. I know there's a hunting season, LSU season. There's things that happen here. Leave it in. This should be part of the cultural calendar where everyone is celebrating entrepreneurship. The pay it forward mentality, that if I help you, you better help somebody else. This is not about me winning, this is about you helping somebody else, but that pay it forward mentality. So I see some of those kids in the back. When you guys succeed, make money, go talk to them, help them get started. And you start creating a cycle of entrepreneurship. And lastly, do not try to be the next Silicon Valley, the best New York, or the next Boston. You're not going to be. Be the next Lafayette. We're trying to be the next New Orleans. We're going to do what we are, who we are. We're not going to change through this process. We're just going to leverage our assets. So what makes Lafayette great? Be the next Lafayette, but don't try to be a Silicon this, a Silicon that. Be a Lafayette, because you guys got the assets, people love it. Finally, the way I think about it is, what can I do today so my 8-year-old daughter can be there for her? How do you sustain this? How does it become part of the culture? How do you create a system that it can't be if Pete decides to go off to Tahiti, it's not going to work. But everyone's got a role, and everyone's got to participate. So, I want to applaud you guys. One is thank you for including me here. I said, I'm going to walk away from here just thinking about that first in 2009, 100 people here. They're like the band. It's like, you know, you have a band and the first people saw the thing. I promise you, 5 or 10 years from now, there are going to be thousands of people who say, where did this thing start? That's because of you. So thank you guys for including me.